Good morning, my dear. Look what's here. Well, hello. How are you all doing today? I'm doing just fine, thank you for asking. I have an unboxing here to do, and I thought, since some people might be interested in seeing what I got, what I have, what was sent, choose any of those. It's early. I've only had one cup of coffee. Here we go. What's in the box? What's in the box? It's a surprise to me. Yes, it is. Oh, what is that? I don't know. I need... Oh, I get the tape. What's in the box? What's in the box? Oh, my heavens. Look what's in the box. See if I can get it out. This is for my cane. Yes, I have a cane for days when I'm not stable. And it seems as the years go by, it's more and more. The doctors, back when I was in my 40s, my late 40s, said I needed double knee replacement. Because the cushion between, the bones in my knees, the knee bone and the leg bone were wearing down. Well, I opted not to do that and to rest. So I wound up resting. It's going to sound crazy, but I rested my legs for 7 years. In my basement, I set up a kitchen. I had a bathroom, and I had a blow-up pool for bathing, and I bought a wheelchair. I bought a chair lift. It's not a chair that lifts. It's you put the chair lift on the chair, and it'll hydraulically lift your rear end up off the seat. Yes, it will. If you get the correct weight, it'll throw you across the room. Yes, it will. Works fine as kind. Anyway, I wrote 4 or 5 novels. I don't think I finished the 5th one because I started feeling better after all that time. I played Farmville. I still raised my children. I still cooked down there. I had a small cook area down there in my basement. And my knees got better. Don't ask me how. I'm a very faithful person. That's all I'll say about that. But, yeah, I'm good. I've been good. And I'm beyond my mid-60s now. Still with no knee replacement. I heard some good things about it, and I heard also some bad things. But when you have a knee replacement in your 40s, you're only good for about 10 years as far as I knew back then. So I didn't want to go for that. So anyway, I bought a bunch of stuff. Thing for the bathtub to get in and out. I bought the cane, the wheelchair. Bought a wheelchair. And just in case. I was getting prepared. I'm a widow with 2 small kids at the time. I had to be prepared. I had to think of all the options I needed to do to still, have a productive, happy life. So I got these things, but now I notice, I was talking with a very good friend of mine, and I was saying about when I go in my backyard now, it's all unlevel from the chipmunks digging underneath my yard, and from the winters, the ground heaves and hoes. So it's very unlevel, and I didn't want to walk out there with my cane quite yet. But I do use a broom handle from a broom that no longer has a broom part. And I use that as a cane for now. And it works pretty good. And it just steadies me. I don't depend on the cane for my knees, but I do depend on it or the broom handle for stability. Plus, I have bifocals that sometimes they're scratched and sometimes they throw you off balance. So people who wear bifocals, be careful. My good friend told me a helpful tip about scratches on glasses I wear. you take a bar of soap, a hard bar of soap, and you rub it on the lens of your glasses. And you get it all, that hard bar of soap on the lens. And then you, with a soft cloth, gently rub it off and rub it in. And it rubs into the scratches. And it leaves your glasses like new. It's amazing. It really is amazing. I was perplexed because it works. And every now and then I have to actually clean my glasses because I'm a baker and a cooker and stuff. And then I just redo it, and it works beautifully. So anyway, this contraption goes for the cane. And it's got Sharpie things that really will do me well in the winter if I need my cane. Last winter, I haven't needed it, but I'm not getting any younger, so this will be perfect because it'll grip the ice like my tacks on the bottom of my shoes do. But this will be good for the backyard as well with my cane. So it just, you just put it on the cane, unscrew this, put it on the cane, tighten the screws, and away you go. And you're safe without falling down. And I don't want to fall down. So, thank you, my angel. Thank you. Let's see what else is in this box now, don't we? Or I just keep talking and not showing you what's in the box. Oh. Well, now, who can be happier than I? Oh, Hershey's Chippets. I was mentioning how good these taste because I was buying some from Costco. And they didn't taste as rich as these did from Amazon. So that's part of the surprise. Oh, my heavens, look at the little heart. Oh, I love you, my little angel. I just love you to death. Just love you. Oh, boy. Now, my little red toaster oven is going to make up the best chocolate chip cookies in the world. Let's see what else is in the box. Oh, what is this? What is this? Oh, I see Pop-Tarts. Oh, my goodness. My little angel and I share a love of Pop-Tarts. Yes, we do. We get online sometimes and we're eating Pop-Tarts and rattling that foil, Mylar foil, in unison. Yes, we are. Sometimes you just need a treat to soothe your soul. Oh, my heavens, look at this. A USB flash drive. What? Oh, my heavens. Heavens to Betsy, as my grandma used to say. Let's see if my nail will cut this. Oh, yes, it will. I guess that's what I get for not chewing that nail down. It works. It's a pair of scissors. Oh, my goodness. I'm flabbergasted. I'm just utterly flabbergasted. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Now I can take my files from my videos. I can color code what's on them or where I put them. Because half the time I'll put them somewhere and I can't find them. Yeah, that's not because of the age. That I've always been like that on the computer. Yeah, my son, when we first got the internet, and he was just young and still in school, he said, Mom, label it. Mom, write it down where you put it. Do you think I followed his advice? Well, I would have, but I get so excited when I'm on the computer that I forget to do that. So this will help me in more ways than one. I'll make a video. I'll write it down what color it's in. I guess this is what, USB thumb drive? Is that what these things are called? I believe it is. And I'll know where to find it. So I'll say gardening in the red thumb drive. Cooking in the blue thumb drive. Me just nattering on in the purple thumb drive. Yes. Oh, thank you, my angel. You don't know how happy you've made me. You know, this is like Christmas. Oh, my goodness. This is like Christmas. And like I said, nice box, big box of Pop-Tarts. So that's my unboxing for today. Done in front of my grow up here. And my indoor plants, because it's still getting down in the low 30s Celsius at night. And yeah, it's getting down there. So, I don't know if you want to. I have taken some of my stuff out, and I've been covering it, and I had some peppers I should have left in the house. But it had warmed up, but I knew better. But yet, you know, when you know something, you don't really know something, or you know something, and you don't really listen to yourself, your better judgment. I call my better judgment my little bird, and I don't always listen to my little bird. No, I don't. I go, well, it's got to go out. Let's wing it. Yeah, the only problem with winging it is I shouldn't have winged it with the peppers, because pepper plants take forever to sprout. I didn't shit them beforehand. I should have, but I didn't, because I was too excited to get them into my wicking my wicking bed that I have here. Let's see. I hope the light's not too bright. I made a reflective screen with cardboard and aluminum foil. Let's see. See? And I have that on the back side because I have quite a few, excuse me, burp, quite a few plants in here. So the majority of what I have is already out there. Other things are just staying in here for a while. We're supposed to go into the hot temperatures. I don't know when that's going to happen, but it can happen like night and day. It could be -0. It could be 0, and it's hard to go back and forth this early between Fahrenheit and Celsius, so pardon my scatterbrainness. Anyway, a lot of stuff is going to stay in. This is the kale, curly kale. Isn't that cute? Isn't that just precious? I started that back in February, and look how small it is. This is some kind of herb. I forget which one. I think I wrote it down, but thyme. Yeah, that's what that is, thyme. Might as well grow some thyme, since my channel's called Food, Thyme, and Garden, right? And the shiny stuff back there is a long string of foil. Yeah. And this is a rutabaga. I don't know why I thought I'd start that indoors, but I did. I planted about 4 of them, and I have 1 so far that's done well in that solo cup. The others are cabbages and my miniature tomatoes back here. Back here. I'm not impressed with them. They do better outside. Because I started in February for something to do so I wouldn't go crazy. And they gave me 1 tomato, and they're determinate plants, so I'm hoping it's not just 1 tomato. And they're planted in coconut coir. Maybe they don't like just coconut coir. They like soil or compost. So I'm going to try them again because they're quick growers, and outside when the temperature's satisfactory for them to grow. And I have stuff behind. This is my back here. That's my wicking bed that I got this year. I don't spend a lot of money. As you can see, I use yogurt cups and potato salad cups, macaroni cheese cups, cottage cheese cups, cans. I use number 10 cans and so forth and so on. So I did buy some cups for planting, and I stored them away. And you think I could find them? No. But I found stacks of those. I just planted in those. I mean, what's a girl to do? You know? Let's see if I can, I don't know if I can get the lid off. So you can take a peek. Some more stuff has come up since I don't know, can you see it? No, you can't see under there. But, oh, now I can't get it back. Hang on a minute. Okay, I got the lid off. Can't really see it very well. But I'm using a cell phone. And it's very difficult to zoom it in. I don't have the touch for zooming in. I keep trying, but it doesn't seem to work for me. So I have it written down. What do I have there? Let's see. Okay, let's see what my numbers are. I put numbers on the side of the seed tray. So let's see. Number 4 is daikon radish. That's this right here. Number 3 is romaine lettuce, which is this one right there. Number 2 is half and half. 3 of Swiss chard. They're not up yet, because that would be this. 3 from the number. And then 3 cucumber. 2 of the cucumbers are up right here. That one and that one. Cool. Oh, I just love those little babies when they pop up. It just makes me so excited. Okay, and number 1 is okra. It's not up yet. It needs warm. And there's 3 of those planted back there. And the 3 over there is summer squash. And they're not up yet either. It's interesting that the daikon radish, well, those are the big white ones. You let them grow big, you grow them all year long, and they'll get really big and really long. It's amazing. And they're great pickled. I've pickled them, and they're really good pickled. And let's see what else. What's number 3? The romaine lettuce. I just don't have very good luck with the lettuce until last year. And last year I had, there's a meat order company that you can order meats through, and it's called ButcherBox. And I know it's in the States too, so I know I'm speaking to some of the people in the States as well. Most people that watch my videos is in the States. They're not in Canada. Isn't that interesting? Anyhow, I saved the styrofoam boxes. And last year, because I had grown everything in small containers and cans and whatnot, I put my lettuce and anything that the cabbage moth butterfly would be interested in, like the pak choi especially, into those boxes. And then I put I guess you would call it a bug netting over the top, so sunshine will still get through. The heat, they were protected from the heat of the summer, and I had it against the house, so they still got warmth. And they grew beautifully all summer long. They did not bolt. I harvested from those plants all summer long. It was amazing. I'll probably do that again. Set up some of those boxes, because I saved them for just that. And they're good for turning upside down and putting a board across them. And last year I made, I don't know if you watched my videos or not from last year, but I made like a long elongated table out of them. Put those styrofoam boxes upside down or right side up with the lids on, and put some deck boards across them. And then put some more of the styrofoam boxes, because I have 2 stacks of them, on top of that, and then the plants that the cabbage moth butterfly likes inside those with the netting. So I didn't have to tent it or anything. I just put the netting over, and the plant sat low enough in the box that I didn't need a hoop or anything, and that worked out beautifully. And you could poke a hole in the sides so rainwater will go off, or at the bottom if you wanted. And those plants in the pots were never completely on the bottom, because I didn't want, if it rained a lot, I didn't want them sitting in water. and having to tend to it. So I had them raised on other cans. So that's how I gardened last year. This year, I'm not going to do all that setup outside. As you see in my gardening video, I'm going to do on the picnic tables. I have 2 of them. And I'm going to do it that way. I will, however, put the potato planters that I have going. And the potatoes are up. They are up. They are 3 or 4 inches up. They're going on top of some styrofoam that came in a packaging. And it was about, 6 or 7 inches high. So I'm going to just put that on the deck and put the planter on top of that, because I don't want any of my planters directly onto my deck to rot it out, because my deck's already, let's see, 24 years old. No, 23 years old, yeah. So I'm finding that the railing is starting to rot, and yeah, I'm going to have to deal with that. But that's how I'm going to set it up this year. And then the smaller containers that I'm using are going on the patio tables. And I'll be able to tent them. And I'm using tulle as well this year. Robbie and Gary have a video, a channel, and she uses a lot of tulle, and she swears by it. So, because I have critter pressure since my dog passed away a number of years ago, and so she's not a deterrent by smell. So I have a lot of squirrels, more than I ever had before. I have a lot of chipmunks, and they breed twice a year, so do the squirrels. So if you have any plants outside, good luck keeping them, you know. It's a battle. But I like the challenge. I don't know about you. I like the challenge of it because it keeps my brain working and trying to figure out and trying to, like, I'll have sacrificial plants like corn and some other things down in the yard that they love, and they tend to go to that. And I try and do, excuse me, I had to clear my throat there. Hopefully it's clear and the frog's gone. I had to do sacrificial plants because of critter pressure. I tried growing strawberries, but that didn't work. And I put one strawberry plant into a wire cage. And that was the only way I got a few strawberries, because they can reach in through the cage. So I thought, it's got to be pollinated. So put it in the cage. It's just a little wire basket cage I made and dropped the plant in and put tulle around it. And leave the top open so the bees and whatnots can pollinate the strawberries. And maybe I'll actually get some this year. Maybe. Time will tell. And I'll let you know all about it. Anywho, I thought, along with my unboxing, I would just catch you up here on what's going. And, yeah, have a good day. Bye-bye. I said bye-bye. You know that's not bye-bye with me. I can't leave and not continue to chat with you guys. I just love you all so much. And I love just talking with you and telling you what I'm up to. Yeah, I really do. Because when you age out of the workforce, you lose a lot of people you used to talk to. Yes, you do. So, I like talking. So, here we go. Now, the top I put back on. I just thought I'd let you know. People, may have, if you cover your plants until they come up, and they're not all up out there in that wicking bed. So, I'm leaving the cover on. And plus, they stay warm. It's a little chilly in the house because I turned all the heaters off as we approach into the warmer temperatures that they keep telling us we're going to have. I like to see when, because it's very chilly in here. It is. Let's see. Let me look. Where is it? It's about 64 in here, Fahrenheit. I just looked at the temperature gauge I have on the wall. So, some of this stuff is fine. The cabbages and tomatoes aren't too happy. And I know the potato over there in that can. I had one store-bought potato. And I split it in half and I let it heal up where I cut it. And I planted it in a number 10 can. Well, the bigger of the two cuts came up very beautifully and healthy looking, and then all of a sudden I probably watered it too much and it caught water from the top, which is a no-no, but sometimes, I mean, it rains on plants, they're fine. Anyway, it died. But the second little one, the little engine that could, is still growing. It's tiny, but it's still growing in there. So it's just a little cute, fun experiment I like doing. But what I was going to say, and I got sidetracked again, squirrel, is this, you know, if you cover your seedlings before they come up, because you want them to come up. Once they're up, if you have a plastic top like I have here, and it had water, I don't know if you could see the water that was all over the top, it filled the top. I don't need the water there because this is a self-wicking seed starter, so it wicks from the bottom. There's a water reservoir at the bottom. And there's also a little meter. I don't know if you could see that. Probably not. It's got a little red top. It tells you where the water line is. Anyway, you should dry that from time to time and don't let it drip down if you have a self-watering. Or even if you don't. If your plant seedlings aren't overly dry. Because sometimes that condensation works for you. But other times they'll dampen off. Because it'll drip down. Eventually, you'll gather enough water in there and it'll start dripping down. So just give it a little wipe and dry it off a bit. Yeah, just a little something I do. I don't know if it'll help anybody, but because if you don't, and too much water, you'll see green. Almost like, looks like moss growing on the top of those beds of those little seedlings inside this container with the top. And that's why. That's why it grows on the top. So I should move this over a little bit. Yeah, my thyme. But it's growing very nicely. And I've never grown thyme before. I don't know why. I just never bothered because I thought, why bother? I can get it at the store in a bottle. It's dried. But since I started growing my own celery and using the leaves and the little stems, and you don't need much because when you grow your own, it's strong. Oh my goodness. Store-bought celery is like air in comparison. So I just need to snip off just a little bit of my homegrown celery, which I'm going to show you now. So, as if this video isn't long enough, in that red solo cup is cilantro and a red onion seeds that I just threw in there because. And over here is cabbages, I think. Ooh, it's too close to the light and it's burning. Well, that's not good. They got big. I have to turn them around to the one that's not growing. There we go. I'll lower him down. He's getting a little too high to this light, which you wouldn't think would get too hot, but it does if the leaf touches it. And over here is some cabbage that I just plopped in there from over the other table. And I don't know what this is. Hang on. Okay, you'll be hearing the fan noise. I got a tiny fan up there. But these, I think it's cabbage of some sort. I don't know. When I moved it, I forgot to move the label. So I'm not sure what that is. So if anybody knows what that is, can you tell me? Or I'll just have to wait until it shows me more of it. And then I'll figure it out. Now, that's some sun gold tomatoes in there. I started from last year's tomatoes. I don't mess or fuss. I cut a tomato on my board when I go to eat it after I harvest it. And then I take the seeds. Let's see if I can do this without moving you around too much. I'm getting caught up in the tripod. Then I take those seeds and I rub them on a paper towel. And then I take the paper towel and I just put them here inside this little cardboard box. And they stay there until I'm ready to see if they'll plant or if they'll sprout. And they do. So I had 5 of them and they all came up, and they're all the yellow ones because I mark it on the paper towel. Okay, I should take the cell phone off the tripod, but this is easier. I'll just hold it up. That's my celery I've been growing for 2 years. Now, I don't want big stalks. They are getting sort of bigger over the time. What I'm going for are the leaves. And let's see if you can see the leaves. How do I get over there? Okay, they're coming all the way up there. See the leaves of the celery? Yeah, that's flavorful. Oh, it's delightful. You just snip off what you need, and you don't need a lot. Like I said, be careful with using too much because it's very strong, but it gives you the best flavor. And these are my 2-year-old tomatoes. They've been giving me tomatoes for the last 2 years off this little plant. What I had done was, and this is only in a butter container. I don't know if you know, it's a Cool Whip container. I had cut it down to 2 inches of the stem, like cut everything away last fall to about this much right here, like that. And there was nothing else, no leaves, no nothing, no branches, nothing. But I kept watering it because I was running an experiment. Tomatoes want to live. So it did, and it has, and it's been very productive. So I wanted, about every couple of weeks, I get about 5 or 6 little cherry tomatoes. And it's, let's see, I don't know, where are they? There they are. And if you see, they group up like that. Can you see them? They're precious. Yeah. So if I don't have enough to use, I'll put them in the freezer. I just pop them in with my jalapenos that I put in the freezer whole. And I just pop those little cherry tomatoes when they're beautifully red in there with the jalapenos. And I can make a small jar of salsa down the road with the tomatoes, or just pop it in my mouth like candy. Yes, I could do that. And that's what I do during the winter to keep my sanity, because I can't be out in my garden. Yeah, so I just thought I'd share that with you, and what's happening over here. And this isn't the best place to grow, but it's a space I can use. And I have a power bar where I can hook the lights up, and I can grow stuff. I have a strawberry plant back here I was telling you about that went out in the summertime that I had to put in a cage. Let's see if I can move this. Can you see it back there? Yeah. Look at the pretty flowers on that strawberry plant. Isn't that gorgeous? And it'll be going back outside this year when it warms up. And because it's been inside, it's got to acclimate again to the weather. And I'm going to use Tool and the cage this year and see if I can get a strawberry from it without the chipmunks getting to it first. I think next year I'm going to order the white strawberry seeds, because the animals leave things alone until it turns red. They won't bother with a green tomato, and they don't bother with the strawberries until they turn red. And as soon as they turn red, they devour them. So, yeah. Anywho, thank you for staying if you're still here. And hopefully, just my nattering on is enough to give you a smile for the day, and just to let you know what I'm doing at 66 years old. I'm still gardening. Have a garden, and not on any big scale, but it's still gardening, and I'm a happy camper, and I'm a happy person. And, you know, at the end of the day, you have to do what makes you happy. No one else in this world can make you happy but yourself. So if you can find the secret to what makes you happy, and it's all in your head, it's in that noggin of yours. Sit down on your comfy chair with a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, or a soda pop, and think about it. What would make me happy? What can I do for myself today that will make me happy? Cause happiness to bloom. And I'm certain if you think hard enough, you'll come up with something that will cause happiness. It may be just baking a cake, your favorite cake, and having a slice in the evening after dinner time. And that will bring such a smile, sort of like those chocolate chips brought that smile to me in my surprise gifted box from my angel. Yes, indeedy, from my angel. I love you, my angel. And as, what was it, Still Magnolias, one of the elderly women There were two of them. Let's see. Can't think of their names at the time. But I know what their names are. I'll possibly put their names in the description box. Because I can't think of it right now. Nope, can't think of it. But they were bickering back and forth, as two old friends do sometimes. And one said, she punched her on the shoulder and said, "Honey, I love you more than my luggage." I just love that saying. I don't understand it, but I love it just the same. So, folks, if you're still here at the end of this long video, I love you more than my luggage. And I think that'll be my closing statement from now on till the end of time. Bye. This time I mean it. Well, maybe. Who knows? There may be a bit another part to this. And you're going, no! Bye-bye.